Hi friends and family, my name is McKenna and I am here to convince you to watch at least one of my 30 favorite horror movies in these last few days of October.
Hello? Hello? Can anybody hear my voice? Anybody out there? Anybody hears me? Please respond.
I wanted to divide these into categories for you, so I have neatly shoved all of these movies into 3 genres. My personal comfort movies, mind movies, and hot people being horrific. Or hot people being horrified. The categories are mostly just to be able to make a timestamp situation for YouTube, so please be aware that any one of these movies could probably fit into at least 2 or 3 of the categories. All of these movies are now comfort watches for me, and I think at least 99% of them could be categorized as hot people doing horrific shit. Also, please be aware that this is an extremely last-minute video. I was supposed to film a different video. I've been sick the past like 5 days, so I wasn't able to film the one I was originally supposed to. I have written no script for this, and so I'll be winging it in terms of explaining the movies to you. And some of these I haven't seen for like over a decade, so forgive me if I forget something important. So we are going to start with my 10 recommendations that are in the genre of my comfort movies. And we're gonna start with perhaps the most comforting of the 10. I wouldn't even really count this as a horror movie, but some of you guys are weenies. I know that some of you guys are weenies, and some of you don't like actual scary movies, so this one's for you. This is Warm Bodies. And granted, this could also be in hot people being horrifying, because we have Nicholas Hoult, and I love Nicholas Hoult. I've loved him for a long time. Long before you guys found him. I know everyone's on the Nicholas Hoult train now because of those photos that came out where he's blonde. I get it. I get it. But I've been on the Nicholas Hoult train for a very long time. Basically, we're in an apocalyptic situation. It's a zombie apocalypse. Nicholas Hoult is a zombie. He eats a dude and then starts feeling his heart kind of start to beat again when he falls in love, zombie style, with the girlfriend of the dude that he just ate. It's very cute. It's very sweet. It's not scary. Unless you're like the biggest fucking weenie of all time, it's not scary. It's wonderful. And I suggest that you watch it. That was number 1 on the list. Number 2 is actually my personally biggest comfort movie of all time for a very personal reason, and that is Lake Placid. This is a movie with Betty White, Bill Pullman, Brendan Gleeson. It's from the 90s, and basically this giant crocodile has infested a lake somewhere in the Midwest, I think. It's this massive fucking crocodile, and it keeps eating people's cows. And this is very special to me because when I was growing up as a kid, I mean, I've always had horrible insomnia, but I would wake up at like 3:30 in the morning, not be able to go back to sleep, and I'd go downstairs and my dad would already be awake for his workday. And 9 times out of 10, we would turn on the TV and Lake Placid was playing for some reason. So I've seen this movie 4,000 times, almost always with my dad on the sofa in my childhood home at 4 in the morning. But it's also hilarious. It has an incredible cast. It is overlooked way too much. It's kind of like Anaconda or Piranha, but if you sub in a crocodile instead of, you know, snake or fish. Next up, also an extremely personal comfort watch for me, is Stay Alive. This might be an objectively bad movie, but I don't know because it's so important to me as a person. This was my favorite scary movie of all time as a kid. It came out when I was like 12 or something, and I watched it 1.5 million times. Also, even if it is objectively bad, this is one of the ones that I haven't seen in like 15 years, so I'm gonna have to rewatch it soon. Even if it is objectively bad, I don't care. I love mid-movies. If you've been here for longer than like 2 seconds, you should know that about me. I love mid-movies. I love movies that aren't good, but like they're so good. And this is probably one of them. Stay Alive is kind of, I'm trying to remember now. It's kind of about a video game that comes to life. It has Frankie Muniz, it has goth Sophia Bush, so it could absolutely also be in the hot people being horrified category. And I'm almost certain it's based off of the real life tale of, what was her name? Madame Lalaurie? Is Is that what it is? In New Orleans, the woman who would kill people and use their blood to help make her younger. Whatever it is, it's a video game come to life. It is hilarious. Number 4 on the comfort watch list is a classic. It's a modern classic. It's from 2009. Modern classic. If you haven't watched this one already, I don't know what you're doing. Also could obviously be on hot people being horrified or hot people being horrifying list. Jennifer's Body. Megan Fox and Diablo Cody were ahead of their time with this one. I know that Megan Fox got a lot of flack for this because people didn't understand it at the time. Guess what? We understand it now. We're in a new era. We get it. We love hot girls killing stupid boys. That absolutely incredible premise for a movie. If you don't know what this is about, Megan Fox's character, she winds up kind of turning into a demon and like killing a bunch of people, but for good reasons. She has good reasons behind most of the stuff that she does, and she looks absolutely incredible while she does it. Amanda Seyfried's in this also a hot person being horrified. If you've never seen this movie, maybe you've seen the just one Megan Fox line where she goes, "I'm not killing people, Needy. I'm killing boys." Incredible. Absolutely incredible watch. It's also not, I mean, I guess it's horror technically, but for people like me who have seen so many horror movies, it's not scary. So I think that this is one too that if you're a big fucking weenie, I think that you would still be able to watch Jennifer's Body. The next movie on the comfort watches list transcends seasons. So this is one that you could watch in October. I like to watch it at Christmas, but I'm telling you about it now in case you haven't seen it, and that is Krampus. Krampus is almost entirely a parody of a movie. There's nothing fucking serious about this movie. But the lineup, the cast is stacked. We have Adam Scott, Toni Collette. Wait, there's no way that's it. Just kidding. The cast was way more stacked in my head than I remember, but we have Adam Scott and Toni Collette as the two main characters. Toni Collette is perhaps my favorite actor of all time. She might be. And no, I haven't watched Wayward yet, so don't ask me about it, but I'm watching Wayward over the next week. Krampus is about what I believe is the original Santa Claus, right? It's like the origins of our Christmas story. Santa Claus started out in folk tales as an evil presence, if I'm remembering this right. An evil presence named Krampus, who comes into your house and eats your children. So this So this movie is basically about this evil Krampus coming to someone's house and trying to eat everyone's children. It's almost a full parody. You have kids' toys that are coming to life and eating people. You have gingerbread men that are trying to stab your family members. It's hilarious and incredible. And I suggest that you watch it with your whole family, because that's what I did last year for Christmas. I got to introduce my entire family to Krampus, and it was amazing. Next up on the comfort watches list is a comfort watch for me as a wannabe musical theater kid. I did not have the confidence in middle school and high school to actually be a theater kid, so unfortunately I missed my window there. But the most Halloween themed musical theater movie, I assume, that I've seen at least, is Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barber of Fleet Street. Sweeney Todd is about a man who gets sent to prison unlawfully, and he gets out, opens a barber shop, and tries to enact revenge on the people who stole his wife and daughter from him. And the soundtrack is absolutely full of bangers. It is dark, it is gothic, absolutely a comfort watch for me. Above anything else, this next one on my list is the movie that quite literally shaped my childhood and probably my whole life more than anything else, and definitely what I'm sexually attracted to. Aside from George of the Jungle. George of the Jungle shaped my sexuality completely. Rocky Horror Picture Show shaped that and a whole lot of other things. This might be the movie that I've seen more than not just any other horror. I mean, it's okay, this is not a horror movie. It is a campy sci-fi mishmash of shit. It's not a horror film, but this is another one that's good for weenies, if I'm talking to you. For the weenies out there, this one's fine. Get campy with it. Get gay. This is gay as fuck. Rocky Horror Picture Show is about Brad and Janet, a couple of virgins who just got engaged and have found themselves caught in a thunderstorm with a flat tire on a scary road. They go to knock on the door to the nearest house, castle, mansion, and they find a cast of characters inside that they didn't expect to meet, including Dr. Frankenfurter, my fucking guy. This is actually a classic. This came out in 1975, is a cult classic. People people, I'm people, go to midnight showings where actors are reenacting the movie as the movie plays behind them, and you yell stuff at them and they yell stuff at you, and you get to dress up in fishnets and spandex and have the most amazing time ever from midnight to 3 a.m. So watch the movie, and then if you can find a midnight showing, go to a fucking midnight showing. Oh, I'm only on number 8 out of 30. This was supposed to be a fast one because I've been sick, so my throat's been sore. I'm clearly not going fast enough. Number 8 on the list of comfort watches is The Cabin in the Woods, which could absolutely be on the list of hot people being horrified or horrifying. We have young Chris Hemsworth. We have Sigourney Weaver. Hot levels A+. The Cabin in the Woods is another parody-like movie. These 4 friends go to stay at a cabin in the woods for a weekend, and I can't tell you a whole lot about the plot other than stuff starts happening that they don't anticipate happening. There are some twisty plot lines in the movie that you'll have to watch to figure out, but this one is really fun and it plays on all of the common tropes that you see in horror movies. So it's like this meta wink at the camera kind of movie. Also, I feel like this one might be good for weenies. It's funny, it's not that serious. I think that this is a weenie forward film. This is a weenie approved film. Number 9 on the list for comfort watches is another modern day horror classic, even though it's a remake of an older horror film. That's The Ring. This is one of the first scary movies I ever saw. It holds a very comfortable childhood place in my heart. If you don't know what The Ring is about, if you haven't seen The Ring, I don't know what you're doing here, because you haven't seen like the basics then. Although I'm not one to talk. I haven't seen the actual basics. I haven't seen any of the Halloween movies. I haven't seen Nightmare on Elm Street. I haven't seen like any of the classic 80s scary movies. I have not seen most of those, and I hold deep shame about it. I'm gonna fix it soon. I am very ashamed, but at least I've seen The Ring, which is about a journalist who is investigating the deaths of a few teenagers. Let me see if I can remember, because I haven't seen this in at least 10 years. So this journalist is investigating the deaths of a few teenagers, and she finds out that all of them watched a videotape. This is how long ago this came out. It was a VHS tape the week before they died. And it turns out the VHS tape is cursed, and there's this girl with long black hair who comes out of the TV and she fucking kills you 7 days after you watch the tape. So of course the journalist watches the tape and has to figure out how to save herself before she gets fucking offed by Samara. I really hope that any of these explanations are convincing you guys to watch these movies. I feel like I should have written a script. I've got a chest infection. I'm doing the best that I can. Thank you for being here. Number 10 on the comfort watch list is Hereditary, which is a newer movie. It came out in 2018, right? Yeah, 2018. It was it the first A24 horror movie I ever watched? It might have been. I think it was. It was Hereditary and Midsummer, came out, I think, a year apart from each other. I love Midsummer, but Hereditary is my girl. It's about generational trauma and what you pass down to your kids. And not a lot of horror movies actually scare me anymore, but there is one single scene in this movie that's stuck in my brain. And when I saw it in theaters for the first time, I felt physically ill. It's like half of a second. It's not even a full scene. And my guts were rearranging themselves inside my body. And I don't want to tell you anything about this movie if you haven't seen it, because I don't want to spoil anything. But basically, this family devolves into madness. And that's all I'm going to say. And also, it's another Toni Collette banger. I fucking love this woman. Now we're on to the mind movies, and I will say the 10 that were my comfort watches I assume most people have at least heard of. The mindfuck list is where I think I'll be telling you some movies that maybe aren't on your radar, and that starts with Mandy, one of the only movies, and I'm saying this as a Nicolas Cage fan. I love Nick Cage. I am a big fan, but Mandy is one of the only movies where he is acting. He is not just, you know, I mean, we have National Treasure, which I also love. I fucking love that movie. Don't take this as me being a hater, but there are some movies where he's just being like crazy Nick Cage. National Treasure, right? Mandy and Pig. If you haven't heard of Pig, it's not a horror movie, but it's another really good Nick Cage movie. Mandy is one of the ones where he is acting his ass off. It is a psychedelic acid trip horror film. Nicolas Cage's girlfriend gets kidnapped by who I can only describe as the people from The Hills Have Eyes if they took absolute ass loads of psychedelic drugs. So she gets kidnapped by hill people on acid, pretty much, and Nicolas Cage goes on a bloody ass revenge mission to get her back. This is another one that I haven't seen in way too long. Now that I've been talking about it, I want to rewatch it as soon as possible. Second up on the mind list is Triangle, which is another one I don't think I can, I mean, all of these on this list, I'm not going to be able to tell you a whole lot. There's a lot of plot twists on this list. Triangle is about a woman who goes on a yacht adventure with her best friends, and it turns into something she didn't expect. And that's all I'll say. This one's very twisty. It is pretty, I don't know if I can call it cerebral, but like, you're gonna have to use your brain a little bit, and it's gonna twist you inside out. Next up for mine is one that absolutely could be on Hot People Being Horrified list, and that is The Others, with Nicole Kidman running around a haunted, misty, beautiful estate for 90 minutes. Sorry, for 104 minutes. 14 extra minutes of Nicole Kidman running around a misty, haunted estate. And that's pretty much what it is. It's Nicole Kidman and her two kids who live in this old, crumbling house. Her kids have an allergy to the sun, that rare medical condition that exists in real life where you're basically forced to become a vampire. The sun burns you instantly, you get these welts all over your body. Her two kids have that. So she has moved to this crumbling manor in the middle of a very misty area to keep her kids safe. And then it turns out her house is haunted. Blah blah blah. A+ Nicole Kidman time. Watch this one if you want like a classic ghost story with a twist. Next up is the only Scorsese film on my list, and that's Shutter Island, with Leonardo DiCaprio, who goes to a hospital for the criminally insane to investigate a disappearance. It's on this island, and he goes to try and figure out where this person has disappeared to, or how they escaped, whatever happened to this one person. And it quickly devolves into a fever dream-ass situation. Leo goes through some shit. I feel like this is one that a lot of people have seen even if they don't like scary movies because it's a Scorsese film. But if you haven't and you've somehow avoided spoilers for this whole time, watch it if you want to have your mind f***ed. The next two are movies that I'm confident that not enough people have watched, so pay close attention to these ones. Coherence is up first. Perhaps the ultimate mind movie. This group of friends gathers for a dinner and a weird comet passes by overhead. It's this big event that happens. And this comet starts kind of f***ing with metaphysical laws. It may or may not f*** with the laws of space and time. This was also a very low budget indie film. If I'm remembering correctly, I think the whole thing took like $14,000 to make. That's it. There are no crazy special effects, there's no CGI, and yet it's one of the most mind-fuckery movies I've ever seen. The second one that I'm positive not enough people have seen because I don't hear anyone f***ing talking about it, and it came out in 2020. So I should have heard people talking about it by now, and that is His House. And this one is especially important to me because it has Wunmi Masaku in it, who you'll hear more about when I get to another movie down the list, Sinners. This is about a refugee couple who have escaped from war-torn South Sudan, and they start making a new life for themselves in England, where there is an unspeakable evil lurking beneath the surface. This movie is so fucking good, and it's scary. This is not for the weenies. This is a scary ass movie, and if you are not a weenie, you need to watch this.
Madam.
Thank you.
Enjoy.
Thank you. Thank you so much for all your hard work. I need to take a salmon and potato break. Okay, I'm back. I am full of salmon and potatoes. Where were we? Number 7 on this list for mind movies. Significant Other. Perhaps another one that not enough people know about. It's from 2022. Maybe not enough people know about it because I gave it a way higher score than everyone else. It has a 2.8 on Letterboxd. I gave it a 5. That might be because I related to the main character too much. She's got anxiety, she's depressed, she's got a little PTSD, she's got a lot of stuff going on, and that all leads her to have potentially a paranoid psychotic break while on a camping trip with her boyfriend? Potentially she's right in her paranoia? Who knows? I know. You could know after you watch the movie. Next up on this list is one that I'm sure will be considered a modern classic for horror, and that is It Follows. We have yet another Maika Monroe movie on this list. I think it's the third. She really is one of the modern scream queens. Oh, she was in Significant Other. Okay, yeah, so actually I just did 2 Maika Monroe movies in a row. It Follows has a fun as hell premise. This is about a sexually transmitted demon, a true STD. Basically, if someone is infected and they engage with you in sexual affairs, it's passed to you. And you now have a demon that's following you, trying to kill you. And you are paranoid as shit until the point at which you can transfer to someone else by sliding in there. And this movie made me paranoid as hell. When the demon is following you, it can take the shape of anyone. Someone you know, a random old lady on the street. But the point is, they just walk straight towards you. A straight line towards you wherever you are in the world. So if I get it and then I fly to Thailand to try and get away from it, I'll be safe for a little bit, but eventually that bitch is crossing the land, sky, and sea. Probably not the sky. I don't think they could get on airplanes. But that bitch will walk through the ocean in a straight line towards where I'm at. So anyone walking towards you, you're like, oh, is that my demon? Is that my demon? Is this my demon? So the point of the whole, you gotta f someone fast. And you have to f someone you don't care about, because you're just giving death to another person. So this one is fun. I am sure it will enter into the modern classic horror list. Penultimately on the mind f list is not a mind f movie in that there are crazy plot twists or that it feels like a fever well, depends on what your dreams look like, actually. The next one is The Descent. This is one of 2 very popular caving horror movies. There's The Cave and then The Descent. The Descent, way better, please trust me. But this is a mind movie as in it will just f you up. It will move you away from certain hobbies. If you were thinking of becoming a spelunker, if you were thinking of becoming a diver, it's going to cut that hobby away from your brain. You are not going to want to become a spelunker after you watch The Descent. This is about a group of people who go into a cave, who go to spelunk, and then find things that should never have been uncovered. Perhaps creatures that have been evolving underground to acclimate to a cave system in ways that they never could have evolved above ground. I believe this movie is what caused me to be claustrophobic. This movie is absolutely the reason why I'm not going fucking spelunking. Maybe in like a nice, huge, open cave system, but you will never catch me anywhere where I have to, you know, squeeze through passages. You will definitely never catch me putting on a fucking scuba suit and scuba cave diving. I have watched way too many scary movies and heard too many real life stories. Absolutely not. And neither should you. Not to shit on your hobbies or anything, but if your main hobby is underwater spelunking, listen, I'm not religious, but I'll pray for you. So that was The Descent. Last on the list of mindfuckery movies. This is also one where I'm not sure if it's actually a good movie or if I just loved it. That is Event Horizon. This is a sci-fi horror. There is a spaceship that went missing a few years ago, and a crew is set out to go explore it because it has returned mysteriously after 7 years. And so they board this mysteriously reappeared spaceship and shit starts to go down. This has Lawrence Fishburne and Sam Neill as our main characters. They make me never ever want to go into outer space. And I know I'm kind of sounding like a weenie now, because I've said in the past few minutes, I will not go into caves, I will not scuba dive into caves, I will not go into outer space. But I feel fine with that. I'll do most land and sky based activities. I'll do most water based activities. I'll do most activities. I've been skydiving. I'm gonna go wing walking. I go in the ocean. I go in any body of water I can get my hands into. I'm not gonna go into cave systems. I'm not gonna go into outer space. My claustrophobia from watching The Descent makes it that I wouldn't want to go into outer space anyways. Spaceships are tiny. Spaceships are teeny tiny. Every space movie I've ever seen has people in tiny little cabins and making their way through tiny little corridors. I'm just not built for outer space. I'm so sorry to disappoint anyone. I'm not built for outer space. Our final category, and perhaps the best, is hot people being horrific / hot people being horrified. For this list, it matters not if the hot person is the one doing the scaring or the one being scared. It's Well, these are the movies that didn't fit into any other list. And first on this list is Crimson Peak. Crimson Peak is perhaps the peak of beautiful gothic movies. We have Tom Hiddleston, Charlie Hunnam, Jessica Chastain, and Mia, what's her last name? Mia Wasikowska. Mia Wasikowska. We have these four people, all incredibly beautiful people, running around a crumbling, beautiful, gothic mansion. The colors are insane. Everything is beautiful. Everyone is beautiful. It's by Guillermo del Toro. I was just about to say in my head, it kind of reminds me of Pan's Labyrinth. Yeah, I fucking wonder why. The practical effects are through the goddamn roof. The lighting is through the goddamn roof. This is another one that I haven't watched in 15 years, but I am watching it this week because I cannot get it out of my head. It is such a gorgeous fucking movie, and everyone is hot. Like I said, Tom Hiddleston, Charlie Hunnam, Jessica Chastain, Mia Wasikowska. Hot people being horrified all over the place. Next on the list of hot people, Get Out. It's Get Out by Jordan Peele. Jordan Peele has made a number of incredible movies. Get Out was his first, and it is still my favorite. Although, all of his movies are about hot people being horrified. So I think you could swap any of his films in. Get Out is about Chris, who is a black man who goes to visit his white girlfriend's family, and then has to figure out if he's being paranoid about these crazy fucking white people, or if something suspicious is actually going on. And I bet you could guess which one it is. Jordan Peele is such a refreshing voice in horror. I'm so happy that he decided to switch gears and do what he's doing now, because Get Out, Us, and Nope are all incredible movies with incredibly unique premises, and each of them should actually be on this list. Next up is Fresh. Fresh is Sebastian Stan and Daisy Edgar Jones, who meet at a grocery store. I'm trying to remember. They meet at a grocery store and they go on a date, and Sebastian Stan turns out to not be who Daisy Edgar Jones thought that he was. I'm pretty sure that everyone has been spoiled for this movie, but I don't want to be the one to say it. Sebastian Stan plays a very special, interesting person in this movie. He's hungry. He's so hungry. He's hungry all the time. That's all I'm gonna say. You should watch this if you really want to see Sebastian Stan eat ass. That's kind of where I should leave it. Next on the list of hot people being horrific or being horrified is my second favorite scary movie of all time, and that is The Witch by none other than Robert Eggers, who is another director that I'm so fucking excited about. Nothing he has done is anything less than the best thing I've ever seen in my life. I have another one by him on this list. I'll just make it next so we can talk about both in a row. Nosferatu is not on this list, but it's also an absolutely incredible movie. But The Witch, good Lord. Like I said, my second favorite scary movie of all time. It reminds me a whole lot of a book that I'm reading right now called Slewfoot. It's about a colonial family who has to move to the woods and try and raise a farm and raise a family and survive there. This was, I think, Anya Taylor-Joy's first major role, but she was 18 in the movie, so she is not the hot person that I'm talking about, because I'm not comfortable with that. Instead, the hot person I am comfortable talking about is her father, played by Ralph Ineson, because no one with that voice could be considered not hot. He is trying to raise his family. He is a fierce, strict, God-fearing man. His personality's not hot in the movie, but you know, it's his face and his voice. But anyway, he's trying to raise his family out here in the woods in like puritanical colonial New England, and everyone keeps dying. Everyone just keeps dying. There may or may not be a witch in the woods who keeps stealing his children. It is incredible. There is a line in this movie, I won't tell you what it is, but there's a line in this movie that I'm going to get tattooed on me at some point. I'm surprised I don't already have a tattoo for this movie, because this absolutely one of the best things my eyes have ever feasted on in my entire life. The other Eggers movie I wanted to talk about is The Lighthouse. The Lighthouse is on the hot people list because Robert Pattinson and Willem Dafoe go crazy in this movie. It's also just a hot movie in general. Like, the actual filming of the movie is hot. The entire movie was filmed on 35mm black and white film, and it is just so gorgeous. And I know that's the photographer in me being a film nerd, but it's so fucking beautiful. Even if you don't pay attention to the plot, even if you watch it on mute, it's just such a gorgeous movie. Robert Pattinson and Willem Dafoe are lighthouse keepers, and historically, lighthouse keepers have a habit of going fucking crazy. The things that happen in this film, I wish I could tell you. I wish this was a full spoiler recommendation video, because there are some things I really want to talk about. But if you go and watch it and then come talk to me in the comments, I can talk to you about it. What's up next? Number 6 on the hot people list is another movie I wouldn't consider a horror movie, but a lot of people do apparently. I consider it just a sci-fi, and that's Annihilation. I also have heard a lot of people talk shit about this movie. I don't understand it. Annihilation, the book by Jeff Vandermeer, is one of my favorite books of all time, and while the movie can't touch the book, it doesn't hold a candle, it's still a really, really good movie. It's weird, it's fever dreamy, there's gonna be a lot of time where you don't know what the is going on, but it's so good. There is a mysterious part of the US which has been taken over by something, some kind of foreign entity, and they keep sending groups of scientists and warriors? Why can't I remember the name? What? If you're in the military, if you're in the US military, you're not a warrior. What are you? Why can't I? Serviceman. Army man. What? Soldier. Soldier. They keep sending teams of scientists and soldiers into this mysterious zone, and no one ever comes back. They've accidentally killed off like 60 people because no one comes back. And so they decide to send a team of all scientists, all women, into here to see if maybe that's what they did wrong. Maybe women will survive the mysterious shimmer. And Natalie Portman is heading the team. Tessa Thompson is on the team. Gina Rodriguez is on the team. Natalie Portman's husband is Oscar Isaac. This is a full of hot people movie. And all the hot people are just trying to figure out what the f is going on inside this weird, shimmery, glittery part of the US that's now cut off from everything else. So that's I hope I've convinced someone watching this to go watch it. Next up is Barbarian, and if you just watched Weapons in theaters, I hope that you watched Barbarian first, because there was a little Easter egg that you might not have picked up on if you didn't watch them in the correct order. I loved Weapons, I really did, but I love Barbarian more. Barbarian is about a woman who travels to Detroit, shows up in kind of a sketchy neighborhood because that's where her Airbnb is, goes to check into her Airbnb and finds out that Bill Skarsgård is already checked in as an Airbnb guest. And the movie goes from there, and I really, really cannot say anything more about it. And I want to. Again, I want to so badly, but I can't say shit. I cannot say anything else about it. There are perhaps a few plot twists in here which prevent me from saying anything more about the movie, but this is one that you should absolutely watch. It is so good, and it is scary in more ways than one. Barbarian is not the movie for weenies. This is not weenie approved. Although if you're watching this and you do consider yourself a horror weenie and you watch one of these movies, please let me know. I will give you a gold star. And I'll be very proud of you. Next up is, Train to Busan. My god. I think this is only the second zombie movie on this list. So in Train to Busan, a zombie outbreak occurs, and we're in Korea following a group of people trying to survive while stuck on a train. That's pretty much it. That's kind of the entire premise of the film. They're just trying to survive, but I will tell you, this is one of the only ones on this list that made me cry. This is a very emotional movie. This actually might be the only movie on this list that made me cry. I mean, Rocky Horror Picture Show makes me cry, but that's out of like lust. Those are carnal tears. Yeah, Train to Busan is the only one on this list that has actually made me cry for emotional reasons, and I think that you should watch it and experience the full range of emotion. The full spectrum of human emotion that one can have happens in Train to Busan. Penultimately on the hot people list, and also on this video in general, penultimately we have Sinners. Perhaps the hottest of the hot people list. If you didn't see Sinners earlier this year, regardless of if you like scary movies or not, if you didn't see Sinners, you are missing out on something so delicious it almost hurts. Where do I start? Michael B. Jordan plays twins, first of all, so double hot. We have Wunmi Masaku, who I talked about before from His House, who is my favorite character in the whole fucking movie. Her whole vibe is just like fucking untouchable. We have Haley Steinfeld, we have Jack O'Connell, we have, what is her name? Who plays Pearline? Jamie Lawson, who I'd never seen in anything before, but she was incredible. Miles Catton, this was his first role. Absolutely, okay, wait, hold on. Sorry. The movie's about Smoke and Stack, two twins, Michael B. Jordan, who return to their hometown with hopes to open a juke joint, a place to congregate and dance and sing in the South. And to get through the opening of their juke joint, they have to battle racism, KKK members, ex-girlfriends, and then perhaps some kind of supernatural presence. If this hasn't been spoiled for you already, I beg you, don't look anything up about the movie, just watch it. Prepare to have your eyes glued to the screen, prepare to be horny as shit, prepare to fall in love with absolutely every single person that you see. Sinners is my favorite movie of all of 2025. It's my favorite movie that has come out in 2025, and it's my favorite of every movie that I have watched for the first time in 2025. There's a distinction. I have 2 separate lists on Letterboxd. If you really want to understand what that meant, you can go see for yourself. Time to switch lights. My battery is dying on my camera also. Let's get through this last one, because the last one is my actual favorite horror movie of all time, and that is The Thing. The original Thing, 1982, John Carpenter. Do not watch the remake. Who the f cares about the remake? Watch this movie. The Thing, first of all, #1 on the hot people list, #1 in my heart. The Thing has Kurt Russell looking hotter than any man deserves to look, ever. It's criminal. And he works in Antarctica. He's at a research station. And one day they find a dog, and that dog leads them to another research station which has been torn apart by something. And that's really all I'm going to tell you, because my battery is dying. But the vibes are absolutely immaculate. Please watch this if nothing else. Also, the practical effects are through the fucking roof. No CGI in sight because it was 1982, but the practical effects team, holy f, they did work. So that was my top 30 favorite horror movies of all time. I really hope this was educational for you. I hope that you took something away, that you learned anything at all, but I really hope that you actually go and watch one of these movies at some point over the next few days. I need to make this real fucking fast because my camera is flashing at me. If you watch one of these movies, please let me know. If you have an idea of a horror movie you think I'd love based on this list, please let me know. I think that's it. If you can hear me, if you can read the subtitles, thank you for being here. I hope you have an amazing Halloween, an amazing season, an amazing weekend. Love you, bye. Toni Collette is I got to introduce with Nicholas Kidman. The passenger ships are tiny. What am I talking about? There aren't passenger ships for outer space. A group of really hot people who are just trying to survive. Some of them don't, but some of them do. That's a horrible way to, what am I doing? Do better. I only have a few more. Do better than that, please. You are missing out on a crossroads of our cultural zeitgeist. What does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? Shut the f up.